structure from the first chapter, the cell. Before going through this chapter, I would like to explain the biology syllabus for class 9 2020-21. We'll start from the chapter the cell, which is a fundamental unit of life. We'll study about the structure, function of cell, how it is important through their cell organelles, how it behaves. Different types of cells makes tissues. But what is tissue? Tissue is a structure which is made from similar type of cells having same origin and perform a particular task. It's called tissue. After that, we study about the food management. This chapter we have studied in class 8 also, that how food is produced, how the quality, quantity of food can be improved through various scientific methods, traditional methods. We'll see how food is or how food we get through plant resources and animal resources. These three chapters we'll study in the first term. After that, a long chapter comes about the diversity in living organisms. It means we'll study different types of plants and animals. You know, about 17 lakh types of animals are staying on the earth. We'll study the different types on their properties, classification, phylogenetic relationship between the animals and plants. After that, we have why do we fall ill. In this chapter, we'll study different types of diseases, our immune system, how disease happens, what are the causes, symptoms, their incubation periods, what is the principle of treatment, how disease can be diagnosed. Okay, and the last we have natural resources. So this chapter comes in every class about the environment. Here in this chapter we'll study about different types of cycles like hydrological cycle, carbon cycle, oxygen cycle. We'll study about air pollution, water pollution, and so on. So starting from the first chapter, the cell. What is the definition of cell? Cell is the structural, functional, and hereditary basic unit of life. See, structural. What do you mean by structural? It means it gives shape and size to the body. Means the body's shape and size depends on cell. Later on we'll study about the different types of cells, different shapes of the size of the cells also. Carries all metabolic activities. See, what do you mean by metabolic activities? Actually, metabolism is a word which is made from two other words called anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism means it is a constructive process in which a complex substance or compound is formed, and catabolism means it is a destructive process in which a complex substance is broken down into simple ones. So these two types of activities takes place inside the cell. For example, respiration and photosynthesis. It also helps in the transfer of genetic information. So what is genetic information? Genetic information means like DNA, RNA. So what is DNA? It is deoxyribonucleic acid, which is responsible for the character, responsible for the trait, which helps for any living organisms to look like same of their own species. So this is the very important three important functions of the cell which comes in this definition. Moving on, hierarchy of life means how can we say that the cell is a structural basic unit of life? Because from cell tissue is formed, from different types of tissue forms organ, different organ forms organ system, and finally it forms an organism. So here we can see the living part of this hierarchy is cell, not atom, not molecule. Of course cell is made from molecule and atom only, but the living content is the cell. That's why we call it cell makes an organism. You can see through this hierarchy of life. Here you can see atom, molecule, cell organelles makes cell, different cell makes tissue, different tissue makes organ, organ system, organism, different types of organisms forms population, and further on ecosystem. Now moving to the history of the cell. See, the first man who discovered the cell was Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke discovered in a dead cork cell. You can see here dead cork cell, but this dead cork cell was not living, it is a dead cell. So after some years, around 1674, Anton van Leeuwenhoek discovered free living cells in pond water like sperm cells. Okay, these are the cells which discovered by Anton van Leeuwenhoek in pond water, and from that the research work starts about the discovery of cell starts. After that some more scientists like Robert Brown discovered the nucleus of the cell. In 1839 Purkinje explains the protoplasm of the cell. Protoplasm means the living content of the cell. The living content of the cell means the cytoplasm and the nucleus is called the living content of the cell. So he discovered living content of the cell. Moving on, after that many scientists gave their different theories, but two scientists came forward, Sheldon and Schwann, in 1838-39. They gave cell theory. The cell theory consists all the common functions of the cell. Common function means different cells behave differently, but what are the common points which includes in all different types of cells? Okay, so they gave their postulates. According to the cell theory, all living organisms are composed of one or more cells. Okay, all metabolic activities takes place inside the cell. We have seen in last slide. Cells arise from pre-existing cells. This was very important postulate given by Rudolf Virchow. And at last, every life starts from a single cell. It means not a single organism is formed by more than one cell. Means our body is developed right from the beginning from a single cell only. So these are the four theories in cell theory. Now how to see or view a cell? So we have two types of microscopes. First is, you can see here, the light microscope. This is a very common microscope. We can get in our home also, in schools, colleges, the light microscope. And another one is the electron microscope. To see 100x, 200x, we can see through this light microscope or compound microscope, and to view up to 5 lakh x, 5 lakh x, we have to see, to view under the electron microscope. So this electron microscope basically used in the research based work, not in any school or colleges. In universities we can find them there. So what is the basic difference between the light microscope and the electron microscope? See, in light microscope we need glass lenses, convex lens, right? Like the lenses we need. Electron microscope uses electromagnets. We know electromagnets, basically these magnets are runs on electricity, current energy. So they need light, they need electrons. No vacuum is required here. Vacuum is required. The magnification is less, up to 100 or 200x, but in electron microscope we have up to 500x. So see a sample. The first picture, this one is a bacteria, gram positive bacteria, which is seen under the light microscope. And see this photograph which is taken under the electron microscope. To see a particular bacteria we need electron microscope. To see the colonies of bacteria, then we will use light microscope. So this is the basic difference for them. Okay, now next is, see, the cell is very small. We can't see through our naked eyes of all cells. Yes, those cells are large in size, we can see through our naked eyes, but most of the cells are very small. To measure them we need some special units. So the first one is about how to find out that. See, 1 millimeter. You know what is 1 millimeter? If you cut 1 millimeter into 1000 parts, we'll get a unit called micron. See here, micron. Furthermore, if we cut that 1 micron into again 1000 parts, then we get millimicron. Okay, so after that we get a new unit called angstrom. So what does it mean? 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to power minus 1 millimicron. 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to power minus 4 micron. 1 angstrom is called 10 to power minus 7 millimeters. So we can see here, angstrom is basically used to measure the cell or the cell organelles. Okay, so this is about the cell size. Now we have different shapes of cells like polyhedral, spherical, irregular, oval, elongated, branched, discoidal. You can see here the ostrich egg is oval in shape. This is human sperm, head, neck, tail, which is elongated one. Leukocyte is a irregular shape, right? Like fat cell. We have fibroblast, liver cells. See, different types, different shapes are there, and different shapes of cells have different functions. Okay, for example, sperm have to travel in female reproductive system. That's why they have a tail. Now moving to different sizes of cell. Different sizes means the smallest cell is Mycoplasma gallisepticum. We can call this organism PPLO, pleuropneumonia like organism, which is 0.1 millimicron. Just see how small it is. This is the diagram. This is the photograph of Mycoplasma gallisepticum. Longest cell is acetobularia. This one is acetobularia, which is 10 cm long. Smallest cell in human body is erythrocytes. which is 7 micrometers. Longest cell in the body is nerve cell, and the largest animal cell is ostrich's egg. So this is the most largest cell in the body. So this is about the different shapes and size of the cells. So after that, we'll move to different types of cells. See, different types of cells means like prokaryotic cell, eukaryotic cell. We'll study later on. So in this session, you have to study it properly till different sizes of the cell. Meet you soon. Take care. Bye.